What up, YouTube? Mandy Hops here. How are you doing? How are you doing? So, this is my first St. Louis. Shout out to the 314. Brr, brr, brr. This is my first year back for Halloween. Now, Halloween, not just in St. Louis, like everywhere, was like a big freaking deal, right? It's a big deal. Um, and so, anyway, when I left St. Louis, the love of my life, 6 years ago, uh, nobody was trick or treating anymore. Except, I'll tell you, I hate to say this because maybe I was just uneducated or unfamiliar, but I live south, so I live north now, like north. Ask anybody between South St. Louis and North St. Louis, or Google it. But so like everybody stopped trick or treating. They started taking their kids to like churches or malls, but nobody went house to house. People don't turn their lights on anymore. At least in South County, they didn't, unless you were like in a really, really, really rich neighborhood. And people went around on golf carts. Like, dude, if they was in golf carts, it's golden. And then I met people from the north that said I used to take my kids out to like Clayton, Creve Coeur. Those are the bougie, rich people areas, right? And so he said, this dude today told me, he's like, they had hay rides and hidden mazes and chili cook-offs. And I was like, that sounds fire. I haven't heard of anything like that since I was a kid. So I'm working tonight and I hate it because I'm so messy that I like always like to see the drama that's going on. And of course I got the tea like real fast, but I see ambulance, car, ambulance. I work next to, side note, a huge cemetery. And there was a truck in the middle of the cemetery and like cops everywhere, like in the grass in the cemetery, right? And then I see this lady later on, and shout out to her, like she pulled off the most sexiest, like slutty maid costume I've ever seen. It almost looked like latex. Like it was built for her body. Like she was probably to this day the sexiest maid I've ever seen. And I was all up in her business. She was on the phone like, girl, I was up in the club. They were shooting. And I was like, what? They were shooting? Like I was all up. Like I was talking to her probably more than her friend was. Like she couldn't probably even hear her friend. But I'm just like that. And I was like, well, you know what happened over here? I was like, these motherfuckers drove through the graveyard. And I was like, yeah, they getting arrested. And they're like, no. She goes, they were shooting in the club. I'm too old to be in a club, thank God. And she's like, and then they threw everybody out. And I guess they're like up the street, right? Over there. And then an ensuing police chase, and somebody got shot and tried to like drive out of the club, and they wound up just into the graveyard, which is like a legendary graveyard. And so, man, I've been shot at, like personally, like they were targeting me, like they were like, but I'm trying to think the last place I was ever at inside where gunshots went off. Inside. Like other than the last place I was shot at, which was also in St. Louis, but that was the south side. And the person that shot at me is like no longer here, so rest in peace to my ex. There's probably a lot of exes that want to. So here's what I'm saying. I think Halloween is making a comeback, and I think part of it is because, dude, like this economy is crazy right now. Like everybody says that. Everybody says, like, as you get older, you get nostalgic and you remember back in the day, you guys treated people with respect and things were reasonably priced. And once you reach a certain age, hence I'm 44, that people stop saying that. But no, I think everybody is saying that right now. Like, money is crazy. So I think people kind of want to bring it back. Like, giving out to your community, handing out. Everything comes back to be like cool. Remember, like, Dude, in the 90s, like Britney Spears era, fucking, I hate bell bottoms. And then, there became a time where if you were a girl, they didn't sell anything but bell bottoms. So they called them something else, but they were like bell bottoms, but not as Janis Joplin, but they were bell bottoms. And like, you couldn't even just get a pair of regular jeans. And I was like, I hate my life. So yeah, I rocked the Serva, but they came back to being cool. And I think like, this is my prediction. Okay. Mandy Hops 2025 going on 2026. Follow my predictions. I got a couple of them. So mark my word. And then you guys can come back and be like, heart the hops. Okay. So I think that people are going to get sick of like, dude, malls, stuff like that. Right. Sometimes you do want to go on and try shit on. You don't want to wait. You don't want to see if your neighbor's going to steal your packages. Maybe you want an Annie Ann's pretzel type shit. You know, maybe you want to go to the Cheesecake Factory. You know, mall shit. Spend a day fucking around, you know, whatever. And people are going to be like, man, I wish I could just go in somewhere and hang out all day and eat and then like not have to worry about returning it or if my neighbors are going to steal my packages. It's called the 2000s. Okay. That's going to make a comeback. The Halloween thing, the traditions, they're going to be more, I feel, important. If not skipped, but more important to the ones that still celebrate them. And I also feel like less people are going to buy vehicles and then they're going to rely on Uber and those people are going to be rich. Like, I know when Uber came out, my ex-husband used to work for a cab company for over 20 years. And I know I don't think I could do anything for 20 years, not even if it was fun. But yeah, we all know that. So anyway, when Uber came out, it kind of destroyed the industry and like changed things up. But I think people are going to be like, fuck that. I don't want to buy a car. It's so easy to Uber. And then the Uber thing is it going to become so overpopulated that it's going to be cheaper for us, like the fast food of driving, and it's going to be the new modern transportation. But that's what I got. I know I went off on a tangent. But yeah, shout out to the sexy maid. I'm glad you didn't get shot at the club. I'm glad I'm too old to go in the club. And welcome back to St. Louis. Love you guys. I hope you had a safe and happy Halloween. Love you guys.